Hi guys, we're here to doing Artist Studio 3. Now, when you guys open the file, it's gonna look a little different for you because you already have the picture. But I'm gonna do this because you're gonna need to learn how to do this later. Okay, so I'm gonna add a picture. So I'm gonna go to the button here and let me click on here, and then we're gonna go to add an image. Okay. So it's gonna open up a bunch of, hopefully your images. I'm actually looking for the file. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. It's one of the pictures I use, picture files I use when I was starting this activity. So here's what I'm gonna show you guys. So here is my little house. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our equations to trace this out, and I want to know that you guys uh choose your own, which you're going to choose your own a little bit later when we do this project, but I'm actually going to show you this. So I could turn it on and off, and I could actually move it around. Okay, so I'm going to move it so it's actually in the center, like kind of like right here, right, somewhere right here. Okay, so I move my picture so it's sort of in the center. That's not too in the center. Let's say this is the center. Now you can do it any way you want, and the reason I'm doing this is because we're gonna actually trace this out using our equations. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna start with right now, I'm gonna start with the roof one, and look at how this one looks. Okay, so I'm gonna use my absolute value equation, and my absolute value equation needs absolute values, right? So let's go like this. Okay. Now I wanna trace this roof right here, the roof right here, right? So if I use the roof, if I want to trace this roof, I need to change the equation so that I can follow the way it looks. Okay, so I want to make it negative, and then I'm gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna remember it's about in the five, so I'm gonna move it up 5 units, and there it is. Okay. Now, I don't want all of the equation because I'm only tracing the roof, right? So I'm going to restrict, so I have to put the little curly braces here. I'm gonna restrict the range. So I'm gonna go from 5, which is my y value, to this is about 3. Okay. So I wanna tell Desmos that I only want the range from 3 up to equal to 5. Okay, you see that? And then if I want to, I could change the equation. I'm going to change it to purple, just so maybe it stands out a little bit more. Okay. So I could actually turn off the picture and I could see that I did it right. Okay. So remember, you guys are going to use, you're going to use Desmos to basically trace the sketch that you guys are deciding to do for class. Okay. So this is the first one. And I'm gonna trace this bottom line right here, this straight line right here, right? So that's about y equals 3. So y equals 3. Again, I don't want the whole line, so I'm gonna restrict the domain. So I wanted to go from -2 to +2. So -2, I want my domain to only go from -2 to +2. Okay. Let me change the color again. So this it looks purple. Okay. Okay. And so if you notice what I'm doing is I'm just tracing each one as in let me turn the picture off, and there it is, and that's my roof. Okay, so we're gonna be doing this in these next few videos for this Artist Studio 3 because we're little by little we're getting to start working on our final project. But for right now, we're working on the tracing. So we're using Desmos to do some tracing. I reviewed how to add a picture and then start doing the tracing using the equations that we've used before. Okay, so move on to part 2, and then I'm going to continue this diagram.